Hi everybody. I want to share my story to you about my trip to the hospital a few times. There's just one time I was in pain, like on my side area, and I was watching a cake championship on the Food Channel, and I was sitting on the chair, and I was in pain, and I got my heating pad that didn't work. I had a hot bath that didn't work, and I have 2 towel now that didn't work. So I went downstairs, woke up my mom, and my mom drove me to the hospital, to the emergency room. And so they checked me out. They did a X-ray, like a CAT scan, and they did the ultrasound. After that, they told me I have an inflamed gallbladder. So they transferred me to Toronto at Sick Kids Hospital. I seriously don't know why they had to do that. I think they had this special kind of technology to remove that sort of area. So I was in ambulance for the first time, and it was over the summer 2010, I believe. And they were gonna ship me to the Toronto from the helicopter, but they didn't. They only have one helicopter. That's about it at the Peterborough Hospital. So they shipped me to Toronto from the ambulance, and I was so tired. I didn't know how many hours it took for me to go to Toronto. I thought Toronto and Peterborough are the closest, but no. It took like 3 hours, and I didn't know it would take 3 hours or 2 hours to go to Toronto. So they put me in the room, and that's all I could remember. But I think it's about let's fast forward to my surgery. That day, I have my surgery. And after I woke up from my surgery, I looked around. I saw my mom and my dad, and I looked over, and then I threw up. And they have to put me in the sick kids hospital in about 3 weeks, because I was so sick and I was in pain. And it was before I have a cell phone, and they do have a computer in one of those kids' area. So I went on Facebook, and me and my mom posted on Facebook that I was in Sick Kids Hospital. None of my friends knew about that, and it's only for my family. My family knew, and none of my friends said like I hope you feel better, get better soon. But only my family said that, and so it was before I would transfer to another school, and they didn't even, one of my old friends didn't ask me how I was feeling. It's like they don't care, and I wish they cared. I wish they, concerned about my feelings and how I'll feel about the Sick Kids Hospital. So that's that. And the other thing, I went to the hospital again because I collapsed at no froze, because I have a I don't know what that word is, but it's like my intestine is sort of like twisted, something like that. And so I went to the hospital. Well, before I went to the hospital, I went to Norfolk, and I was laying down on the floor at Norfolk. And so the employees from Norfolk called my parents, or I think they called 911 first, and then they called my parents. And then my dad came first, and the funny thing that he said to me that, you could, walk to Bog Barn. I can't, because I cannot go to Bog Barn because it was in the winter time. It doesn't make any sense. So I was out Norfolk to buy junk food, to buy candies. And then my mom came in last, and she was with me at, I was taken by an ambulance again. So, yeah, and the other thing, I went to the hospital the third time. And the third time, it was over the summer, and it was 2014, I guess. Yeah, it was 2014. It was over the summer. I have my e-bike. My e-bike, I always charge my e-bike after I used it. I charge it overnight. And then I went somewhere to, get my, DVD of Anastasia. And after I got it, I have 2 bars of battery left, and it was nowhere. It's like, I remember I charged it. So I was getting home in a hurry, and I had no plan, so I went, I was going home, and I took a street called Lansdowne Street. And when I was taking that, out of nowhere, there was a white car turning to Home Hardware. I tried to stop, but I couldn't. So I crashed to the car, like there's a car and there's me. And I couldn't stop. So I just, not slam, but I just crashed the side of the car, and I, fell. And then I lay down on the pavement, and people saw it. One girl called 911, and there was police was involved, paramedics was involved, and the firefighter was involved. And the lady who was in the car that hit me stayed with me and hold my hand. And then I was in ambulance, and there was a cute, really, really cute paramedic named Kyle. And he was really nice, very nice paramedic. Or paramedic, yeah, I think, yeah, paramedic. And, I sort of scratched my right knee or my left knee. I don't remember. But I remember I have a huge road rash on my arm. And I think you can barely see it right now. So I texted my mom saying that I was in an ambulance. And then I couldn't tell her by text because I couldn't explain by text. So I had to explain to her on the way to the hospital. I did explain to her, and then I felt really guilty at the hospital. I did felt really guilty, and I thought I was going to be in trouble, but no, it's not more than that. It just only, I got charged for $40 for riding my e-bike on the sidewalk. But the police, the cop, understand why, because it's a safety for me Lansdowne. Lansdowne is a busy street every summer, like like every Saturday, like every weekend, and every weekday. So I told him what happened, and I can't post it on Facebook. Well, I think I did, but I can't post it right now because, like, I did post it, it's really confusing. It's, I don't know how to explain it. I have to wait until I posted the footage of my road rash when I get home, because I don't want my nanny to worry, I don't want my dad to worry, so I had to tell my dad before I take a picture on Facebook. And so I did when I got home, but I didn't contact my nanny, said I was fine, I got hit by a car while I was riding my e-bike, so she was calm about it. So I posted a picture on Facebook. All my family was like concerning, and some of my friends comment on my picture and my mom's picture of the accident. So I was on antibiotics like for a road rash, and I had to go back and forth in 2 days to change my bandages. And so yeah, in being in the hospital, it wasn't fun for me. I don't know why I keep going in the hospital. And so yeah, that is my story about me being in the hospital. But there is another story that I was in the hospital again. It was 2013 when I had my wisdom teeth out. I had to stay out of school in 2 weeks, to get my teeth and get all my gum in my mouth to heal. In 2 weeks, it feels like a short time. In 2 weeks, this arm healed about 2 or 3 weeks. Gallbladder, I had to stay in the hospital for a while. I had to eat clear fluid, like in Jello, ginger ale, water, and soup before I ate solid food. And Sick Kids Hospital is a pretty cool hospital. They have Starbucks, they have Tim Hortons, they have Burger King, and they have a sushi bar, and they have a gift shop, and they have a sort of like a craft game room sort of thing. And so yeah, that is my story, that how I got in the hospital, how I got sick. And there was another time I was in the hospital that I could not remember piece by piece, like bit by bits. It was my tonsil surgery, and I had to stay in the Peterborough hospital, I think, for a long time. And I think I was about pretty young, like really pretty young. I think it was about 4 or 5 that I got I think I was 4 years old that I got my tonsil surgery. The reason that because I don't have a thyroid when I was born, so they had to take out my tonsil out, and I was diagnosed by hyperthyroidism with anemia, which it's difficult for me to not have a child of my own. I like to have a child of my own, but I can't. It will probably, F up my, body system. It'll probably F up my heart system. And if I did have a baby, I would probably, pass away with a heart failure. So, life is pretty unfair for me. So, that is that. I hope you enjoyed the long 15-minute video.